This is TWiT.
This story was so sensationalistically and misleadingly done.
And that's what TechCrunch said. They said that the Wall Street Journal overblow this story, that Facebook was looking for chat to partner with banks to do chatbots. But the Journal said, in its headline anyway, give us your data, Facebook to banks. Give us your data, we'll give you our users.
This is why I won't pay for the Wall Street Journal, is this kind of techno-panic, agenda-based pseudo-journalism against technology. It pisses me off.
Well, come on. You think that Emily Glazier and Deepa Seetharaman and
I don't think at
Anna
that
Maria
level, no,
Andriotis?
They probably didn't write their own headline. That's what.
So the headline, let's throw out. Headlines should be thrown out, right? Because headline writers.
No, the headline is how the editors have an impact on the story and know it's going to get passed around. And
so what's the story say? The story says a social media giant has asked large U.S. banks to share detailed financial information about their customers, including card transactions and checking account balances, as part of an effort to offer new services to users.
Now, write this the right way. Facebook, like many services elsewhere, including all over China, is looking at offering chat as direct customer service, including banking. Not a big deal at all. It's not about give us this data. They're trying to make it into scare words. The lead could have gotten rewritten like the head, but it's irresponsible.
Yeah, in fact, the rest of the article goes on to say Facebook's basically, and imagine, would you like this, considering a feature where Facebook Messenger would show your checking account balance, maybe fraud alerts.
If you ask for it, yeah.
First of all, you have to say, I am a customer of, U.S. Bank Corp, and I want this to be in my Messenger, or let me follow the chatbot. Now, I don't know why Facebook needs to have this information.
Look at all these things you can do on WeChat. Isn't that what we should have that?
Yeah,
so
right.
Facebook tries to do that. And
data privacy is a sticking point in the bank's conversations with Facebook, said people familiar with the matter. In other words, banks are pushing back, saying, well, one large U.S. bank pulled away from the talks due to privacy concerns. So,
which is a PR question. We know the journalists do a story just like this. Sorry.
You don't know if it's a PR question or if Facebook's asking for more than it might need for this. I mean, understanding your customer data is your gold right now. All the companies think that that's their big thing. I don't necessarily agree with all of it, but Facebook could be asking for more information than they want to give, or to be the point of control for this. And the banks are like, yeah, you know what? If we give you this, we actually want a little bit more in return. So it could be PR or negotiation.
By the way, we know Facebook would ask for that. Why wouldn't they?
Right.
Of course they're going to ask for it. They may not expect they'll get it. Yeah. But they're going to say, give us all the... They're going to start, the conversation starts with, hey, give us all this information and we'll give you this. And then the bank says, no, that's our customers.
You're jumping right over right there. That's what TechCrunch gets better than the Wall Street Journal does. The way the Wall Street Journal presents it is, give us all this information and we'll offer you something. The way TechCrunch presents it is, no, I as a customer can ask for my balance or ask for my credit card purchases through chat, and I get it back through the platform, through Facebook. That's not Facebook asking them for data. That's offering a service to users. Now, I could be wrong. I don't know the details here. But TechCrunch did a far more reasonable version.
No, TechCrunch just repeated the Facebook spokesperson's point of view. That's all TechCrunch did.
Which I have a little...
No. Because, Facebook clearly wants to do this.
We know the disclosure. And by the way, nobody thinks that you are somehow magically influenced.
That's why I do disclosures, that I raise money for the Craig Newmark Graduate School of Journalism from Facebook, but I receive no money from them and I'm independent of them.
And we also know that you have a bias toward Facebook because you like it. And you
I have a bias toward technology.
Yeah. Well, I don't think this is anti-technology. I think...
Oh, yes,
there's
it
a
is.
Clear...
That's exactly my problem.
There's a clear track record. Facebook has a clear track record.
Moral panic.
No,
moral panic.
It's not moral panic. Facebook has a clear track record of invading our privacy. It's why I'm not on Facebook. It's a loathsome operation. And
meanwhile, the journalists who want to save you from all this, the journalists who exposed Cambridge Analytica, the journalists who are against all of this are begging Facebook for exceptions so they can make up fake accounts and get your data.
Right. So that's why I'm not on Facebook, because everybody wants to use...
But who's the bad guy in that? The journalists.
Facebook is also a participant.
Because Facebook's holding to the rules. Facebook's saying no.
Okay, but that's mostly because they want to keep it to themselves.
No, because
Facebook's real advantage is having all this information so they can use it for advertising.
Well, let's go back to the point that they're not going to use any banking data for advertising. They vowed that.
They didn't vow it.
All right.
Facebook spokesperson Elizabeth Diana tells TechCrunch it's not asking for credit card transaction data from banks.
They would get in such trouble if they did that.
Well, they already get credit card transaction data. There are retailers who sell their credit card transaction data to Facebook, so they already have some
to advertisers as well and media companies as well. I was at a company where we bought it.
But I will say that things like your bank balance being at Facebook is a little worrisome because Facebook could turn around. People already use it for things like impacting and deciding your credit score. What happens if Facebook has this information, not for advertising, but just to give people a more complete picture of their user base?
Facebook already works with PayPal in 40 countries to let users get receipts via Messenger for their purchases. And I suppose it's possible that Facebook goes, no, I don't want to see that information.
Listen, Google gets all this now, and I'm very grateful because I get, when I get
it's all in Gmail too, right? Yeah,
it's all in Gmail, and I get your trip to Buenos Aires, and Google figures it out, and they put the airline reservation, and they put the Uber rides.
So I stopped doing that.
They put the hotel all in there.
That's one of the reasons I don't use Gmail anymore. I use my own email service, but I do forward to TripIt any travel plans I want. In other words, I actively, instead of passively letting these companies scan my Gmail, I actively send forward, and you can do that with TripIt, forward the emails to them, and that's, I find, sufficiently convenient. I think it's not unreasonable. Now, the sad thing is, and the only reason we're fighting about this is because you get to choose what you want to do, Jeff, and I get to choose what I want to do. But the vast majority of Facebook users are unaware of whatever the consequences are. And so they need to be protected. I think they need to be protected against Facebook's overweening desire for their personal information. But they're not going to be because...
In Google, yes, they sell advertising, but Google in many ways uses data to make better products. Facebook uses data to sell you at a higher rate to advertisers.